How can I grow my family by asking for help? Hi, I'm Mickey Dedier, and today I want to talk about the issue that a lot of us face and that comes up again and again in conversations I have with parents, and maybe that you're familiar with as well, which is how hard it is for us to ask for help. And I'm a big advocate of asking for help, and I think it's absolutely essential to steward our children through a healthy childhood, that we reach out in moments of vulnerability, weakness, confusion, bewilderment, or helplessness, really. Now, asking for help, often we wait too long. Often we wait until we have to turn to an expert of one kind or another. Now, ideally, if I do my job well, the people who come in touch with me will have no need for me, because we will learn again to raise our children together, the way it's been for many generations, that our children had many uncles and many aunts, most of whom weren't blood related, neighbors, friends, all parts of an extended family of communal relations in a complex social ecology which carried us as a family, as parents, as adults. Now, asking for help and trusting other people with that request is such an essential building block in growing the family and being able to plant our child in a more healthy, more diverse ecosystem of adults of different ages, and as well as peers. Now, there are many times when we come up short as parents, many times when we need help as parents, and most of those times we might not have the right person around. We might not have the uncle, the aunt, the grandparents sitting in our couch saying, hey, let me help you with that. So what do? Well, one place where we find ourselves often in need of help is transitions. That could be daily transitions, morning and evening, so breakfast, bedtime, or getting up from bed and going to bed with our children. Or it could be meal times, or it could be on an annual, on a yearly basis. Maybe there's holidays, maybe there's work, things that come up like that. I hope the wind isn't too hard here. It's heading towards winter here, and we have our autumnal storms here in Sweden. But I love being out in nature, and so I thought I'd give it a try anyway. Yeah. And then there are the yearly transitions, patterns we see recurring as holidays, school holidays, or even personal holidays if our children are too young for school or not in school. And then there are life stage transitions. So our child might go from, we might be pregnant to giving birth. Our child might be taking his or her first steps, getting their teeth, getting in their 2-year-old independence, 4-year-old full of ebullience and movement, or 7 when they begin to help out more in the family, approaching the teens, whatever that might mean to us, or coming into the teenage years and in need of guidance. And at each stage, we might rest on our laurels, as it were, and we might feel, okay, well, I got this. And then suddenly our child changes, and we need to change alongside our child to understand how we can best nurture them. And those are good moments to turn to someone we trust, and someone perhaps who has a child who's gone through that before us. Could be a neighbor, could be a relative, could be a friend. But the operative thing here is to recognize that we're in that place, and also recognizing that it's better for everyone, really, if we make that call and say, hey, this is happening right now. I could use some advice, I could use some support, I could use some listening. Would you be willing to help me? And the beautiful thing is, once we make that request, the person who's on the receiving end of that suddenly feels useful, and they're put into a function that lights them up as well. There's a reciprocity in this. In asking for help, we're actually asking someone to be of use. We're asking someone to matter in our lives. Of course, when we ask for help, when we reach out in this way, when we're vulnerable in this way, we have to be ready for a person to say, I'd love to, but I can't. We all have extremely busy lives, which is one of the difficulties in growing our family and extending our family, and also in asking for help, that we get a no. But hopefully we'll get a respectful no, and a clear no, a compassionate no, if that's what the response is. And then we can turn to someone else who might be available. But rather than wait until our need for help is so big that we need lots of time to address it, make your request for help a practice, a habit, something that comes in small doses and that is easier for other person to say yes to. So those are just some thoughts off the cuff in the woods in a approaching snowstorm, I believe, on asking for help, and how that supports us as parents, how it supports our children in getting the parenting that they need in the moment, but also how it helps us all grow the family and plant our child and ourselves in a social ecology that's more deeply supportive of our shared task of raising the next generation of humans in a way that helps them, helps us, but also helps life be served in the way they come into the world. So if you enjoyed this, please press like. And if you really enjoyed it, subscribe and press the bell button. You'll get notifications of future videos. That's it for now. Please, any comments you might have, I'd love to hear from you. Okay, bye for now.